The Nigerian Exchange Group has announced that one of its major shareholders, the Miri Strategic Emerging Market Fund LP, has been reducing its shareholdings in the local bourse. He says the decision to reduce its shareholding was made because Miri's strategic current holdings exceed the maximum requirement of 5% set by the SEC. Now, the Chief Executive Officer of NGX Regulation Limited, Tinu Adiawe, who stated this during NGX Group's financial year 2022 investor and analyst conference call, disclosed that the substantial shareholder has sold about 2.574 million units of shares worth about 739.3 million naira so far. So we ask, what does this development mean for the group and investing public? Well, that's the point of our conversation. So as we assess the operations of the group. All right. So let me start from Kofi. Thank you for joining us again. So talk to us. What does this mean for the investing public?
Well, to me, it is very clear that the foreign investors are even the one that remain try to get out of the market for obvious reason, that they are not happy with our foreign policy. And for our market to be very liquid, we need more of them coming, not going out of the market. And if they decided to exit, what it means that it may depress the market and bring the index down. However, we believe with the new government and possibly with the new CBN governor, we may have a new policies that will trigger and change the whole concept. And that will attract more foreign investors because our stock are very cheap, trading far below the fair value with a very good dividend above whatever you can get in the emerging market. So with this, we still have the hope that with the new government, new policy may attract them back.
But although this story is talking about the fact that there's a shareholding, a benchmark holding that they hold in the group, that's the NGS group, which is of course is about 7.84% in 2020 when they bought into the NGS group. But now it's like the company is selling down shares, and according to the exchange, it shouldn't be more than 5%. But let me quickly come to Ambrose in the studio. So talk to us about what you understand by this particular report.
No, actually I would say that no matter the reason they are giving at this point, it's expected that every investor, whether you are a foreign investor, local investor, institutional or retail investor, you are in investment to make profit. And when you see that the prospect of where you have put your money is not too clear, either the numbers that are managing for that company are not guiding you to think that there's bright future for that kind of investment, you need to also scale down your position. Not that actually you are pulling out. What we're seeing, apart from the reason you said the NSC is given, before they bought more than 5%, there's approval from SEC, because anything more than 5%, notify the exchange before you go. That means going to 7%, as you mentioned, for me it's not a reason, because before they bought or above 5%, they've notified the market that this, or the exchange or the regulator, that they buy more. At this time, what I see that there is happening, that since after the implementation of NSC, we have seen that the performance, the numbers that are come so far are not impressive to support the price. And for those that are in invest data forum, what do they come? If you're into investment, yes, price can move up. If the price movement is not supported by good fundamentals or good numbers, you are about to take profit. Now, for me, these 2 years that they are listed now, we have not seen numbers supporting the price. For that, people get to sell. But because the holding structure is mainly for those that are market operators, like Alaji them and others that are in the market, hold this company, because it's their own feed, it's their own, I call it domain, they might not be selling down. But something like investor like this investor that has 7%, seeing the performance of this company, can nothing stop it for sale, because its own money are invested. Coming down, it's a clear indication that this company is not doing well. That's why they are saying that. But going to the future might see a turnaround. But for now, in the last 2 years, the numbers are not pointing to where they are going. Why the price have been on market sentiment and the holding structure of the company. It's not because of performance the price is here. It's because the stocks are in few hands or in hands that cannot sell immediately, like the stockbrokers and others. But for this institutional investor selling, you have seen that yes, I can scale down my position just to manage and see what's going to happen. For me, it's a good decision, and also it opens eyes of investor that anytime you are investing, if you are not your goal or aims of going there are not being achieved, you start to find your way out. Well, it's a weapon development, because I tell you, the 5% level for me is not a reason, because the more you are buying in investment in Nigeria, more than 5%, you notify the market, the exchange or the regulator that you are buying more than 5%. They're telling me that they bought 5, they are scaling that to no. I can't believe that.
Because in 2020, when they bought into the company, it's around 7.84%, and then it later dropped to 7.48% before this sell down. But let me go to Mr. Kofi, looking at the reason the Chief Executive Officer Tino Adeawe gave was that by selling down its shares, the Miri strategic company will be able to comply with the regulatory limit and ensure that its holdings are within the acceptable range, since no entity can hold more than 5% of the shares under the SEC rule of demutualization. So is this about regulatory requirement, or the shareholder is selling down because the group has a pour out in the financial year 2022 or 2021?
Well, to me, it is for the obvious part. We have seen their financial for 2022 compared to 2021. And if you look at all in terms of turnover, we had more turnover in 2022 than 2021. Remember, we had a transaction of Union Bank, which is over 330 billion naira. All this happened in 2022. So with this volume, with this opportunity, yet your profit after tax and before tax fall below even the previous year. What does that mean? It gives a strong signal for any serious investors to say that, look, let me reduce my holding. So to me, they are doing the right thing, even though the shares is very small. But I can tell you, it is only a good performance selling your price and nothing else. If you cannot support it, back it by earning, it's just the matter of days.